welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Thanks for tuning in. This might be another semi-whispering video because it's 5 a.m. this time, but I just can't sleep. So I thought it would be a really good time and opportunity for me to discuss my results since finishing the OBAGI Nu-Derm. This was a question that I was asked, and I thought, you know, this might actually be a really good thing for me to just address to, you know, help people that might want to do the program. Maybe you're currently on the program and, you know, you're interested in what your results can look like once you've finished, because it's a really expensive it's a really expensive non-invasive procedure for you to be, you know, paying for not just the bulk that you pay once actually just getting the system prescribed, but maintaining that for the 3 to 6 month period that you might be using the system for. So if you've not been here before, I am Miss T Lindo. Welcome to my channel. Here is everything to do with dermatology and aesthetics. Those are the areas that I'm very interested in. So welcome to my channel. Feel free to explore, subscribe as well if you happen to like my content and stuff. If you're a returning subscriber, hello, thanks for tuning in, thanks for supporting me, and let's get into this video. Okay, so just a little bit about me. I am a skin facial massage therapist. I'm also a qualified advanced aesthetic practitioner. I'm currently not practicing it, but I'm qualified in the area. I'm also a clinic coordinator in a skin aesthetic and laser clinic, and I'm a student nurse. So that's a lot about me, but as you can see, very beauty, dermatology and aesthetic related. So when it comes to discussing things in that area, I feel like I do know quite a substantial amount of what I am discussing, but of course do your own research as well. Okay, so in the summer of 2018, I started the OBAGI Nu-Derm system. The package that I got, I believe, was for the normal to dry skin. That's what I started off on, as that version was promoted to me as basically being the best one to start off on, as it's not too aggressive. Sorry, I'm recovering from COVID, so yeah, I need to keep clearing my throat. But yeah, so for normal to oily system, it comes with a foaming cleanser, the step 3, which is the OBAGI Clear. That one also comes with a component known as hydroquinone, and also the tretinoin that you'd use would be a higher strength percentage. So that's obviously much of a more aggressive protocol, so I started off on the normal to dry package, which was much less aggressive basically. So my clear did not have hydroquinone. I started off on 0.025 of tretinoin, and my cleanser was just a simple gel cleanser, so that was completely fine. So I started that in July of 2018. I got it as like a present to myself because I just finished my undergraduate program at that time, and then I was using the normal to dry system for, I can't remember like completely entirely, but I want to say maybe a month, maybe a month and a half. And then when I changed my care to a different clinic, that was when I started the more aggressive protocol because I wanted more drastic results. So if you haven't seen my other OBAGI video, please do have a look at that, because I do talk much more in depth about the whole entire system, the signs that I was demonstrating on my face whilst being on the system, and sort of symptoms you can experience, etc. So yeah, so I did that program. All in all, I did it for around a year, switching between my clear with hydroquinone and without hydroquinone. However, I did stick with the highest level of tretinoin once my skin responded well to being at that level, mainly because, like I said, I wanted more aggressive results. I wanted my results quicker, and I just, you know, wanted to feel you know, better in my skin, which was my reason for starting the program. Okay, so that was that. Okay, so all in all, once I completely finished the program, my skin did look quite pink and washed out. I'm convinced it was fine. It was just the way that my skin was obviously responding to the program. And once I got to that point, my skin was basically completely fresh and clear. So it was time to, you know, basically stop. I didn't really take any breaks in between whilst being on the system. This was closely monitored though by the doctor and the clinic that I was with at the time, so I didn't have any, you know, major concerns with that. There was no veins or a bluish tint showing up on my skin, so, you know, I was managing the system really well. It's also important to note that with the OBAGI system, there are several different protocols. It's not often as simple as just buying the system and following it through for the 3 to 6 months that you're on it for. The OBAGI, they actually have a list of protocols. So there's, I believe, a normal protocol, an aggressive protocol, a very aggressive protocol. If I find the sheet that I was given, I will include it into this. But depending on what specific protocol you're on, it might actually also include the use of like C serums, hyaluronic acids, obviously the OBAGI brand ones. Some of them as well might want you to use tretinoin during the day as opposed to just during the night. So there are loads of different protocols. But yeah, okay, so since completing my whole OBAGI journey in, I'd say, June of 2019, this is how my skin looks. I'm not wearing any makeup whatsoever. I've had my lashes done, but everything else is literally me, no filter. This is how my skin looks. So I am, you know, obviously happy because it doesn't look how it looked before. However, I feel like I can see some slight marks of hyperpigmentation coming back. So the majority of the hyperpigmentation that I had was on my forehead. That's cleared up really, really well since starting and finishing the system. However, obviously, since finishing the system, I'm bound to get spots because I'm human and that's just how the skin and the body works. So since then, I obviously have had a spot here, I've had a spot here and here as well. So that's caused some new scarring that I'm going to have to work on to treat. But in regard to the actual OBAGI system, it's cleared my skin really, really well, and I would recommend it entirely. I would even go back on it again. So that's my thoughts on that. With the new scarring, ideally, once you start OBAGI, you wouldn't finish it. You're supposed to keep maintaining it, which is what I did for maybe the last, I think I've been doing that for the last maybe 3 months after I finished the protocol. So once you finish your entire Nu-Derm system set, you're supposed to then use, I believe, the cleanser toner, the step 3 and the tretinoin in the evening, every other evening, if that makes sense. So you're maintaining your results, but I stopped doing that. And I still feel like I've got quite a good result to work with. However, as of recently, I have incorporated back the Clear FX into my skincare routine, just to help with some new scarring that I'm suffering with. But other than that, this is how I look. So one of my previous videos, I do talk about this scarring around my eyes, the butterfly sort of look, and that was caused by me going onto the pill, which basically reversed most of my OBAGI results because I'd never had this problem ever. So that's nothing to do with the system in itself. This is new hormonal hyperpigmentation that I'm gonna have to do something probably extensive to get rid of, as hormonal hyperpigmentation is notoriously very difficult to get rid of and is often prone to getting worse as well across period of time. But yeah, so this is how I look. Yeah, so the old scarring, I would say, hasn't really come back. However, I am managing it. So like I said, I'm using my step 3, and every other evening I will use my retinol. And if you've seen my other videos as well, you would see that I have a very sort of stringent skincare routine where I do prefer to use more higher end, more research, better formulated products and ingredients. So that could also, you know, play into the factor of how I've managed to maintain my results. If you are on the OBAGI or you're thinking about going on to the OBAGI, you do need to consider it a huge financial investment. There's no point going onto the system, using the system for like, I don't know, your 3 months, your 6 months, and then once you come off the system, you don't even focus on maintaining your results or, you know, spending the money that you need to get to keep your skin in sort of, I guess, appearance-wise good kind of thing. So that is something to consider, because that might be the most primary factor as to why my old scarring hasn't come back as such. However, I think with OBAGI as well, it's important to remember that it's reversing years of damage off of your face. Once we hit the age 10, a lot of us aren't necessarily being doused in SPF or C serums from our parents. So once you hit puberty and all that, and your skin starts reacting to the sun, and you know, your diet changes and hormones and stuff start having impact on your skin, 3 months of OBAGI can only do so much to your skin. So if you do start the system and you finish, and you know, you feel like your skin isn't where you want it to be, etc., like that, it's literally just having to be patient and keep investing into, you know, getting the results that you eventually want. It's years of damage, years. And also be patient in your journey as well. This is something that I talk about a lot. There's no use comparing yourself to someone else. You don't know what necessarily they've, you know, done with their skin. So, you know, that's something to consider. And everybody's skin's different as well. People's cell turnover might take slightly longer than the next person. So yeah, just be patient in your journey. Another thing to note is that I've also been doing regular microneedling treatments. So also when considering the return of hyperpigmentation, that can play into it, because of course microneedling causes microtraumas to the skin, which speeds up the healing process. So if scarring maybe is trying to make its way forward, the microneedling's immediately going to sort of nip that into the bud. So that's something to consider. But I feel like I've waffled quite a lot, but there's a lot of information to work with. So like I said, if you are on the system, you're thinking about going onto the system, I would recommend it. And you know, in terms of maintaining your results, it has to be maintained. That's why I've been quite fortunate to not have such hyperpigmentation and wrinkles and stuff basically reappear onto my skin. So that's something that I'm maintaining. So again, this is what I'm maintaining with at the moment. So that's the step 3 without hydroquinone, and I use this in the morning and in the evening. Sometimes I don't but most times I do. Okay, so I hope you found this useful. Just a really quick video before I start getting ready for work. But yeah, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for making this video at 4 AM before I go to work, so I can help you out with your skin. And I will see you again in my next video. Good morning.